Welcome you all. First of all, it's the fourth annual, y'all hear me? It's the fourth annual National Prayer Day. And everybody knows the history of our prayer day. What I think is so cool about our country is we're probably the only country in the world that has official National Prayer Day that our government sanctioned under Civil War. And you think about that, how many times we suffer as human beings, go through hard times, how important prayer is in the life of the company, the life of our communities, life of our whole country. Prayer Day. A lot of you all, I see Olympic stars in the field over here. I see senior Olympic champions not wearing the hardware today. I see great, beautiful residents across our portfolio. But today, Todd, it's exciting because we've got a live broadcast over about 70 different communities watching live today. And we want to welcome mayors. We've got congressmen, representatives all across the country in different communities celebrating Prayer Day with us, interfaith prayer. We also brought the best prayer warriors in the world today to pray about suffering in different languages, different customs, and different heritages. Our spiritual pillar goes back to the beginning of our founding of our company. If you think about our 18,000 stakeholders, you think about the 10,000 residents that we take care of every day, there's nothing more important to us than great health care and great prayer. Everybody agree? Raise your hand. And I want to tell you, seeing the stakeholders here, we've got the best team in the country. Today, Citrus Healthcare keeps getting stronger across the country, winning more awards nationally, more five-star accolades. And that's really a combination of, I think, just humility, training, and a prayerful discernment within the hearts of our people. I can't thank you enough for all that. I've also got up in the back here, they're out there celebrating today, getting ready to pray with us. Today, our theme is going to be in defiance of suffering. We think about suffering. I think everybody in this room knows what suffering is. I always think God can't get more we handle, but suffering is a big part of who we are and our humility. We have right now the best chaplain army in the country. We employ 100 chaplains full-time that pray with our families and our stakeholders. And we know right now we're praying for miracles through healing hands, through touch, through discernment. And I've seen so many miracles across our company through the years, through the prayer chain. The prayer chain now is getting close to 1,000 people that pray today for just healings and miracles. So I do believe prayer is the biggest way to protect ourselves, bond our communities, and come together as an organization. I'm so proud of our spiritual pillar. Today, our spiritual pillar, you'll hear today, led this national prayer movement for the past 4 years, and great work there as well. A couple other things today to hand off to you all today. Is we're adding some locations. So today, Bordeaux and Nashville became a new part of our family at midnight last night. We had people on third shift down in Nashville welcoming new people to our revolution. We're almost to 20,000 stakeholders at Citrus Healthcare Day, which is an amazing thing for us across the group. So nothing more important to me than National Prayer Day. I love all our events. This one here, really, I would tell you that when I was going through a tough time personally, almost got mad at God, felt like I was going to lose my son, had to bury a child, caused all kind of marriage problems in your family. You fall back on prayer. I remember when Luke was really sick, it was 1,100 people that prayed with me in the Citrus Revolution that helped the healing, helped me kind of find God again, and got my life back on track. Without prayer, without your all's love for my family, love each other, I would not got through it. Today, I'm a stronger person for it, and I've learned the power of prayer as we hold hands as one family, unified under all religions, what we can create together in eliminating suffering and creating miracles. So welcome today. Great to have you guys. Welcome to all the buildings out there. Todd Broadcasting. I'm excited to see 70 communities across the country coming together on a live broadcast, probably the largest prayer broadcast ever, national prayer broadcast. So pretty cool there to break another record.
Welcome. You're so beautiful. I wish you could see it from this perspective up here. You're so beautiful. So glad to have our teams in the field too joining us. It's just such an honor. This is such a special day, as Joe said, for us. And when we started this movement with the faith of a mustard seed 8-9 years ago, and to see it evolve to the powerful movement that it has become is just so edifying and humbling and joyful. By the way, Sherry Glass, thank you so much for reminding me. There's an irony. Today is the first day that we are a tobacco-free campus. So there will be some suffering going on for our smoking community. So just so you know, we got you. We are praying for you. We are lifting you up. Woo! In defiance of suffering, today is a beginning. A new relentless pursuit in the deconstruction of suffering at every page of the healthcare continuum, from the early signs and symptoms to the diagnosis of hopelessness, at the moment of collision of hurt and fear. We are a peoples who are afraid. We fear unknowns. We suffer blindly because of what might be or what has been. But do we have to? What if we could find that one elixir, a spiritual means, for example, at its cellular core, and inject it, activate it into every condition, thought, and situation, and then the element of its essence defies the mind from the negative place where untruths lie and suffering roots. But what's the design look like? How to deconstruct the fear, the anxiety, the deleterious sounds of suffering from the real honesty of bad news or the realness of unrelenting pain. What does deliberate intent to deconstruct hurt at every point of care look like? Imagine, maybe like the peel of an orange, a plump section, a champagne toast to the tongue, joy in the juice of its sweetness, nourishment spreading throughout the working veins of the body where life is lived. The deconstruction of suffering at the cellular level, like water puddled on a leaf, seeping into skin, restoring what is parched, brandishing a new green, growing, living again. As a people, as a signature family, as a people, we are a people, we're a nation and a movement. Do we have a responsibility of defiance? Because within our walls is a calibrated melody of the spiritual as an intervention of healing. Even early on, as Joe and I and the team, the great massive team, we were created and we were building the spiritual model and what it looked like. We saw residents finishing their prescribed therapy, not only because of a dedicated therapy team, but because of a concentrated partnership with a spiritual quality. An essence of empowerment that reached into a patient state of loneliness, of sorrow, and of sickness, and came out with a resurgence of faith that wellness mattered and change of condition was possible. Depression around circumstance, we found, could circumvent healing. Remembrance and reminders of why they mattered, why you matter today. And prayer in the tangible of faith's presence began to infuse the possible into the physical of the outcome. Just imagine spiritual inputs for optimized outcome, such as the support of prayer, which Joe mentioned, clinically spiritualized care plans, the hope in the divine, the power of comfort in the belief and practice tradition of a particular beautiful faith tradition that you see before you on stage, and integrating that within the overall episodic prescription of care. Wow, a brave new world. Perhaps now a practical one. With our amazing healthcare workforce that you see before you, all of you, physician and market alignment, a dedication to revolutionary fierceness, good government policy, and an army of spiritual leaders with sword in hand and hope in word and deed, together on this day of National Day of Prayer, we are a movement in the defiance of suffering. This is not an isolated day of prayer, but a launch pad, a springboard of deliberate intent to mine for your own joy, to listen for it, for there is always a way, there is always a solution. Grab it and impress it upon the molecules of your soul. See that power of that wind? Grab it. Thank you, God. Yeah. Impress it upon the molecules of your soul. This day is about our clinical excellence, bundled with spiritual and medical inputs of best treatment and care, all packed into a capsule like a pill. We'll be the new pill, right? Its own packaged elixir of fusion injected into the destructive pathway of suffering, blowing it up into a new each moment of heaven on earth, that we are the nuclear force that defies the anguish of fear and unleashes dunamis power, and there will be calamity no more. At Mayfair Manor, this is a movement. Guess, just out of the vision and the discussion out of Mayfair Manor, they have started a torment intervention program. Torment. right? Representative Riggs talked about the emotion, right? The emotion of suffering. And our people suffer with dementia and Alzheimer's. How powerful is that? Just torment intervention. So, let us begin with our incredible spiritual team of interfaith partners on stage. Let us hear what they have to say. How to look at suffering, how to endure it, how to defy it, and how to defeat it. Thank you. Wow. First, Joe and I would like to thank our wonderful co-sponsor of this event. Again, it's the Interfaith Path to Peace, Terry Taylor. Thank you, Terry. And all our incredible spiritual interfaith partners. We also want to thank Suzanne Purdy over here, who's done our reflective, beautiful music.
Very good.
Thank you, Suzanne, who makes derby hats as well from Spencer. She's our fabulous chaplain from Spencer. And all the incredible SHC volunteers, raise your hand. Volunteers, raise your hand.
Good job, guys.
Thank you so much. It goes off flawlessly because of you, and thank you to my incredible team as well. We love you all.
I got a photo line back there.
Yeah, and
photo line back my famous pastor at St. Peter's Church. Very good.
So, recognizing the diversity and unity of those gathered here today, we call upon the divine to bless this gathering and our efforts to serve. In the name of our Baha'i friends who possess such a profound understanding of our universal oneness.
Of our Buddhist brothers and sisters with their great concern to end the suffering of all beings.
Our Jewish companions and their invocation to mend our broken world.
Our Hindu comrades and the realization that our love for the transcendent can be expressed in many different ways.
Our Muslim neighbors who believe that submitting to God's will demands that we serve others.
Our Quaker brethren who believe that in quiet and reflection, suffering is silenced.
Our Native American friends, by the way, Matthew Black Eagle, sorry he could not be here, allergies and a bad respiratory infection, so I know we missed him. We at SHC love him, I know. Our Native American friends who remind us of our connection to the natural world and the presence of the divine in all creatures.
Our Unitarian Universalist companions who so earnestly reach outward in the world's wisdom traditions in seeking to understand the oneness of the divine.
Our Christian partners who so powerfully incarnate God's love for the world through acts of mercy and grace, and who believe that suffering can be reduced to a gristle when we hear the words, "Be still and know that I am God."
And for so many other practitioners of our faith in greater Louisville area, the Compassionate City, one of the best places I think in the world to practice religion interfaith way, today in Louisville, Kentucky, and the diversity they bring to all faiths in our city and our country. Bless them.